Okay, hey, I'm gonna make another video right now for you. And in true Alan style, it's gonna be I don't even know what it is right now. Well, let's make it on horror. Um, so I bet because this is a rock and roll themed channel, a lot of you probably like horror movies too, hey? So let's talk about some of the my favorite horrors. Um, like one of my favorites would be from the 70s. You've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fuck. Yeah, that's intense. That's for sure. I'm just gonna turn off my aircon right here. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah. Texas Chainsaw, it's like what I love about it is love about it. Like am I a bit sick in the head, you know what I mean? But what I kind of love about some of those older movies is because their technology was so limited, it it seems more real what's happening, you know? Whereas as the horrors get more advanced, the special effects can sometimes make it, this can sometimes probably take away that element of enjoyment that you'd probably get from the older films. Um, but sometimes it doesn't matter. Like it can still be pretty awesome even if they've got modern special effects. Like I know, for example, Insidious. If you've watched that, that's a pretty awesome horror franchise. Um, after the 2000s or maybe around 2010s or something. And but with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like it's I liked how in some of those older films, um, maybe in the last say 20 minutes or something of the film, that's where something happens that really you know, they could spoil most of the film in the trailer and you know what happens, but then um, it's towards the end that something goes on and you go, oh shit, like I didn't see that coming. Um, and I probably won't spoil it for you here. But let me just say that when I was a kid, um, I was even attracted to horror films even as a kid. Like now I'm 34. Um, like, oh yeah, by the way, about age, some people in sort of the like spiritual community or whatever, they say that if you say I am 34, then maybe you'll think in terms of being older. Like, oh, as your age progresses, you're going to think older. But if I'm saying, oh, I'm 34 years young, then that's a bit more, you feel a bit more chill about it, or you know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyway, I'll go on with the vid. Um, so yeah, just want to keep the vibes chill while we're talking about a chainsaw movie. Just distract you a little bit from that. But yeah, when I was a kid, we used to go into the video shop with my dad and with my mum. But I would ask my dad because he was driving. I was like, "Can we go to the video shop and get a like hire a movie?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I used to like looking at like all different ranges of films, but one that caught my interest the most was the horror section. It was like, oh shit, well, what's all this? Like, you know what I mean? And some of the films looked like enticing, like colorful enough that like could appeal to a kid, even though it's for an adult to watch, obviously. But it almost has that allure, like colors and things like that, where you go, fuck, like I know it's scary, I know it's sick and it's dark, but it actually looks appealing too, like it's got character, you know what I mean? But then it was harder for me to appreciate films like fucking chainsaw movies, thinking, why would anybody want to watch that? Like maybe not, maybe I wouldn't have articulated this when I was a kid, but like when I saw a trailer in a film, like it showed you a short trailer of a chainsaw movie, and the man's chasing someone with a chainsaw. I'm thinking, that's terrifying. Who the fuck would want to watch that? You know what I mean? That's not my kind of horror, you know? But horrors I did watch when I was a kid was like Nightmare on Elm Street. Probably one of the first horrors I saw was Leprechaun, and I think Leprechaun Part Two. We shouldn't have watched that as a kid, seriously. but me and my brother, we had access to the movie channel, and it's like, fuck, like you can watch whatever you want. I mean, like obviously it's not like R rated or something. I think most of the films it probably went up to like MA or something, or M, at least the time that we were awake. Like maybe later at night, it's probably a bit more like over the top, the films. But we saw Leprechaun, and I sort of maybe gravitated more to movies that had a bit of a comedy element to it, which they call comedy horror. You know what I mean? That's the genre. So you laugh, like you think, "Fuck, this is ridiculous," or "This is hilarious." Like, what the fuck's happening? But then you're like, "Oh shit, this is terrifying." You know what I mean? So you kind of smile and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like you're kind of laughing at the same time. So yeah, I've loved horror. Like, no, no, I mean, I had nightmares. Like that movie gave me nightmares, The Leprechaun. Um, and wow, I'm excited. Like my voice deepens when I get excited. But yeah, but seriously, the Chainsaw movie in the video shop was like, what the, like I don't think I saw that movie in the video shop. I only saw a trailer, and I was like, nah, I would never want to watch that. What the fuck? Because I would ask my dad, like, what's the scariest movie? I want to watch the scariest movie. Or I'd ask the man in the video shop, what's the scariest movie? And he's thinking, oh, I probably shouldn't tell you guys. You're gonna want to watch it, aren't you? And he didn't want to advocate, you know, for us watching scary shit, you know. And but then my dad once showed us. He's like, okay, okay, if you want a scary movie, we'll watch Silence of the Lambs. And I thought, oh yeah, Silence of the Lambs. We're gonna watch a scary movie. It was very bad for like a primary school kid to watch. But anyway, we watched it with my family, and I was like, ugh, it was terrifying the whole movie. And then because I was really terrified, like literally, I'm sitting on a lounge chair, like a lounge, and I'm sort of hugging the lounge chair with my legs, keeping it close to the chair. It was just fucked, like so sadistic. Hannibal Lecter is. Hello, Clarice, or something like how he talks. But that's pretty creepy. Yeah. But and Buffalo Bill, it's almost like there's two stories in one. There's like parallel stories happening, like a Buffalo Bill section. It's like, what the fuck is this? I thought this was about Hannibal Lecter, the cannibal, you know. But I thought it was a bit fascinating that a man was a cannibal. Like what? You know, that he wants to eat people. Like, whoa, what's up with this guy? And then we were so like disturbed by it. We went out to some random fast food restaurant that was open at that time. I think it was a Hungry Jack's or something, and I felt a bit better. I was still shaking, like walking around, and then like okay, I could probably go on for an hour talking about horror movies because like like some of my other videos, I think I want to make more videos where I feel like I want to keep talking. You know, if they're a longer video, I'll just make shorter ones so that I keep the videos shorter. You know, but also Candyman. So I asked actually I'm not sure if I asked my dad if he would watch it, but I was watching with my brother. Candyman came on the movie channel. There was like a trailer for it where so on the movie channels they would have like a short intro and Candyman. It seemed weird, and it was right before we were going to go to bed as well, and we started watching it, and it was just fucked. Like this girl saying Candyman three times in the mirror, and then something terrible happening to her, like blood went through the ceiling, like the hell, you know? And we stayed up for about a good like 40 minutes watching that when we should have been going to bed, like half an hour ago. I think we were going to a school or something. I was about to say going to work, but yeah, um, yeah, and Candyman, and I was like, oh shit, like it was getting really scary too. So it was, I almost voluntarily went, okay, that's enough. Fuck this. This is fucked. And then I said to my dad, okay, I want to watch it again. I want to watch it with you this time. And then we got past that bit. We'd got past the bit already where um, Candyman comes to Claire, to what's her name, Helen, and he's in the car park, and I'm already at 10 minutes, but um, like Candyman, he's in the car park, and his voice is um, like almost like whispering, like a personal voice, like like talking low, but you can hear him from across the car park um, during daytime. So, and it's like a leveled car park, like with multi-level car park, and like open to the outdoors as well, and and you can hear him saying, "Helen, Helen," and then she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then he says something to the effect of, "You didn't believe I was real, so I had to come to you to prove I was real." And then it's like he doesn't mean her harm exactly. He likes her, but you know what I mean? He kind of ruins her life. But yeah, if you haven't seen Candyman, that's a fucked up one. That's a good one to watch. But wait, I have this timer on. I'll just stop it. Oh yeah. But anyway, we've gotten further. But if you're still with me, I'll talk about another horror that I was like, there's no way I want to watch that. So in the video shop, um, I'll talk about say the colorful one. So there was Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I said to my dad, "Can we get this Killer Clowns from Outer Space?" And he's like, "No," like that. And then I ended up watching that, by the way, and it was worth it. It was along the same lines of ridiculousness as Leprechaun, as the Leprechaun franchise. Like seriously, like Leprechaun was ridiculous, like, but it was so good, and it was a little bit low budget as well. Um, Leprechaun, we'd seen number two and number three on the movie channels, but I'd never watched part one before. That had Jennifer Aniston as well, and that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Apparently, that one was made as a children's movie, but then they decided, like, kind of midway in filming it, or like at the end of the filming, they're like, actually, let's turn this into a horror movie for adults. So then they just added the gory scenes inside. That's what Warwick Davis said, the dwarf who played the 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 short man who played the leprechaun. Yeah, I felt a bit slack there saying the dwarf. Yeah, that was a bit rude. But sorry about that. But yeah, and but Leprechaun in Space. I think it's called Leprechaun in Space. That's part four. That that's just that's just ridiculous. Like it's got the similar vibes as like Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's just a lot of scenes that make you go, "What the fuck? What the fuck is this?" But it's pretty cool, like a sci-fi feeling, where it's like, yeah, this is a sci-fi, so of course that would happen. Like, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, shit, I'm still talking about this. But one movie that I did not want to watch, that I saw the movie cover, it was a Hellraiser movie. I think it may have been Hellraiser Part 2, Hellbound, but I looked at that cover and I saw the guy on the front, like the priest, the guy with the pins in his head, who's nicknamed Pinhead in later films. Um, Pinhead, like, I thought, why would anyone want to watch that? Like, seriously. But uh, now that I'm like an adult now and all that, like, yeah, look at me, I'm an adult. Yeah, you didn't think I was a kid, did you? But now that I'm an adult, I I love. I think Hellraiser is like, it's so disgusting, but it's disgustingly awesome. You know what I mean? Like the acting, the drama of it as well. It's not just the gore. It's it's like it's not just, oh, give me all this gore, I want to watch gore, but it's how it's delivered as well. It's like there's like there's an art to it, there's magic to it, how it's laid, and wow, it gives me goosebumps right now talking about it. And then that's what made me recognize that actually, oh shit, the Hellraiser guy was actually the author of, um, also behind the Candyman film. And I thought, oh, wow, another thing I've seen. And then when I went and bought Books of Blood, because I saw this in the bookshop, and it said Clive Barker Books of Blood. I'm pretty sure I was like, oh, I know Clive Barker's an author, and I'll look out for some Clive Barker books. So yeah, that's been pretty awesome. Like especially because some stories in that do become film adaptations. Some of his they're called novellas. They're short stories that go for like 20 pages, 40 pages or something. Um, Actually, one of those novellas became Candyman. Yeah, but Hellraiser was actually a full novel that was adapted to a film. But really, um, it kind of captures that vibe because I wanted more from him, like more of that, like Hellraiser vibe or Candyman vibe. And I'm thinking, yeah, he did write like when I read those little stories in that book, I'm thinking, yeah, that's the guy who wrote Hellraiser and Candyman. Yep, it fits. I can feel it. I know that that's him. You can feel his fingerprints on it. All right, have a good one. I'm done now. I'll talk to you in a bit. Yeah, I haven't read as much of those books because I've been busy doing other stuff, but I'll get back to reading the books and talk more about that shit. All right, have a good one. All right, rock on, baby.